It's so much drama among believers in God that I oftentimes wonder, do people really believe the gospel? Right? Sometimes it make me wonder if people even believe the Bible. Yeah, everybody believe the Bible when it's I can be forgiven of my sins and I can go to heaven. But what about stuff like debating among brothers, how to resolve conflicts, handing people over to Satan for the destruction of the body so that they know not to blaspheme and misuse the word of God, and just letting God fight your battles and repay them himself. I mean, like I never would have thought that in everybody's everyday way of being publicly, like on the public spectrum, that there would be so much just drama. Like it's more drama right now in the body of Christ or amongst believers in God than what I see in the world. Honestly, if you really sit back and think about the world, right? Satan's minions, P. Diddy, Kanye, uh, Kim Kardashian, Doja Cat, people like that, it's like they always gonna have their little stuff here and there. But amongst believers in God, I think those people out there in the world do a much better job at having unity than we do as believers in God. It's crazy. But the Bible make room for that. It really do. With scriptures like come out from among them and be separate. Come out from among who? Mystery Babylon. And Mystery Babylon is very religious. I don't know if y'all know that. Mystery Babylon had a lot of gods. In fact, false god worship came from Babylon. Everybody in Babylon had a god. Let me get a little bit of water. I'm gonna need it for this one right here. I am. Sorry I'm not getting straight to the point. In a pop bottle. I ain't got running water out here. Or running electric. So like you need to understand, not everybody who say they believe in Jesus Christ is a child of God. Right? Because it's just as easy as saying it. And the reason I know this is because during the worst parts of my life in sin, I always believed that I was a Christian. I did. Always believed that I had the Holy Spirit, things like that. During my worst parts of my life in sin, like somebody couldn't tell me that I wasn't a believer. Couldn't tell me that. And that's why I say the stuff that I say. Like, it's a difference between being a believer and a church person. It's a difference between being a believer and a Bible quoter or just somebody that profess to believe. Is just a difference. Like you have to know that you are born again and you will know them by their fruits. And people who are born again can rub you the wrong way. Iron sharpens iron, and one man will sharpen the countenance of his friend. Just because somebody doing something you don't like, don't mean they ain't saved. It might display a bigger problem with you just because of what you don't like. Yes, some stuff people do that you don't like is exposing you to yourself. You just got to be willing to see yourself. Like, for instance, like, what do I mean by that? How do you know if you battle in pride? And it's a word that describe people that are more willing to be involved in drama than they are to just drop conflicts, right? I don't know that word. But how do you know if you battling pride? When somebody is out here stealing your content and not copying it and then pasting it on their channel, but taking the same stuff you talk about and then they talk about it in their own words, right? Now, just because somebody do that don't mean you battling pride. But how did that get to you? How did that make you feel? Oh, they ain't giving me credit. Oh, I'm the one that originated this. Oh, I came up with this. Oh, this is my research. This is my knowledge. That's pride, right? Like, let me tell you something. When the apostles, who were the disciples at the time, saw somebody, heard of somebody preaching the gospel who wasn't walking with them, they said, hey, he's preaching in your name and he's not with us. And Jesus said, as long as he's not against us, that's fine. Like, let him do what he doing. I mean, just in other words, just look. I don't got the words in front of me, but you know when you read the Bible, like you know what it says. It's just that you don't always just got it word for word in the back of your head, especially when you read so many different translations. Sometime, either you gather with me or you scatter against me, right? Because like, look, like you have to think all the knowledge you have, all the research you have or have done was probably based on somebody else's research. It was probably based on somebody else's knowledge, but then yes, you still got your own life experiences. Your own life experiences teach you a whole lot more than what you can read on paper. It do. It teach you a whole lot more. And I understand the feeling when you went through hell to learn what you've learned and you stay up at night to put these pieces together and you get revelation on these things and you teach your subscribers like the things that you've learned, how to overcome some things based on what you have learned with firsthand experience, especially when you are able to parallel that with scripture. It's like, I have learned this the hard way. You don't always want to learn the hard way, though. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Learning the hard way is not the best teacher. The best teacher is just getting it right the first time. You know what I'm saying? Because you can learn the hard way and come out with one finger missing, right? You know what I'm saying? But you can go your own way after being told exactly what not to do and come out with 3, 4 babies out of wedlock. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just not worth having to find out for yourself. But let's just say it's just one of them things that you had to. And then you make content about it because you know that you know what you're talking about. And you know it's going to be somebody in this world who is going to go through that. And you wish you knew what you know now before you went through it. And your heart is to help people, help educate people, enlighten people, inspire people. And then somebody from God knows where watches your channel and then make the same kind of stuff every time you post one thing. Here they go posting the same thing. I understand how that can make you feel like you being robbed. Like those viewers that they have should have been due you. But that's people's problem though. Right there. That's people's problem. Like I understand when the content you make is your bread and butter for income. I understand. Like if it wasn't for the viewers you have, you wouldn't even be able to pay your electric bill to make more content. I am not against people eventually being able to eat off of the work they do. I'm not. I believe everybody should. In fact, the Bible supports that. Don't muzzle the ox while he's treading the grain. That means what? The ox that's out there doing the labor, let him eat. Heck, I mean, he out there doing the labor. He just want to eat a little bit while he at it. Let him. Don't be like, no, 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 no. You supposed to be out here doing work, and we need all of this. It's like, nah, man, just let him. Like he out there working by the sweat of his brow. Harvest in the field, and you can't let him nibble a bit while he at it. I understand how that is. I understand how important it is for subscribers and views and things like that. But you got to understand at the end of the day, we are called to serve a mission. And the more people we have serving this mission, and not everybody's in it for the mission, some people are in it for self. And when you see them doing that, knowing that they ain't in it for the mission of the gospel, they just in it for a platform. How does that make you feel? If that make you feel robbed, then ask yourself, are you in it just for a platform? Or are you here to serve the mission of the gospel? And that's something that you can easily self-examine, because you can always go back and pay attention to whether or not you even preach the gospel. Most of these Bible channels are not even really in it for the gospel. Right? I mean, they might be in it for good reasons, though. Good reasons that got stuff to do with the gospel. But if seeing people overcome challenges in their life and give glory to God, all praises to the Most High, a lot of people say, I don't use that language. I'm sorry. Like if seeing people overcome things in their life and give glory to God for it, seeing people come to the Lord, receive the Holy Spirit, is not what you in this for. Mostly, you in it for the wrong reason. The wrong reason. Oh, and this ain't the only thing I'm gonna talk about here. This is just one of the things that I have been seeing. Some of y'all will sit back and be in the same drama with the same people for years. Not one person is willing to be the bigger person and just let it go. It's like, nah. I gotta fight for my honor. That's your problem. You in it for your honor. What about the Lord's? He will always fight for his honor. Believe that. So if your heart is dedicated to serving his cause, then your honor would also be the same as his. It will. Like that's the number one trick to God giving you the desires of your heart, is when his desires are also the same ones you want. If you want God to give you what you want in life, what you want got to be what he want as well. Like that's the key to that, just in case anybody want to know. Some people still want a platform, right? Because God gave them a teaching spirit. Like I know how it is to have something in you that you would do anything to express. Like I just need to take what's in me and get it out. Like I was made for this. And then you see somebody copying you. You should be flattered, not mad. For real. Either way, Jesus will be preached. If Jesus is preached in envy and strife, either way, he'll be preached. Whether somebody's heart is right or whether somebody's heart ain't right, either way, Jesus will be preached. Yeah, he will be. Whether somebody talking crap about him or giving praises to him, Jesus will be preached. For real. So, like, y'all really have to understand, we are at the end of the world, and I don't see why we make so much time for just drama. The harvest is plenty, the laborers are few, and the few we do have are fighting for their own honor at the drop dead end of the world. Look, like I always tell my wife this one thing, right? And this right here resolves a lot of conflict, especially conflict that's based on nothing but what I thought, how I see it, what I just feel like, what I misunderstood, all that kind of stuff. Like all that worldly minded stuff. Imagine us on the journey, like we all on the journey to make it to the ark. And you got a certain amount of time to get there before that door closes. Make it to the ark. But you got to be delivered from stuff. You got to be born again. But you got to have Christ resurrected in you. All these other things. Like you got to learn new habits, unlearn some. All this stuff. You got to develop a biblical worldview. All of these things that need to be worked in and out of us before it's time to make it to the ark. And then you and them just sitting there arguing. You took my berry. Now that was my berry. Well, nah. Nah, that was my walking stick. Yeah, that was mine. You broke my stick. And y'all on this journey arguing over berries and a walking stick. Y'all both sit there and miss the ark over berries and a walking stick. Soon as y'all get close by, the door closed and y'all like, dang. If only we didn't spend 2 days arguing over berries and a walking stick, we could have not only made it on the ark, but had enough time to get unpacked, have a room, eat breakfast twice, and check in. Should have done that first. Soon as y'all get right there, the door shut. Y'all 30 seconds late because 2 days got burnt out over arguing over berries, pine cones, and a walking stick. According to how God sees it, all of this stuff we go back and forth over is just as small to him as berries, pine cones, and a walking stick is to us. See, you would say to yourself, I would never argue over that. It's always another stick. I would never argue over that. It's just some stupid berries. And what the heck am I supposed to do with a pine cone? Then what do you think the Almighty God sees about your content? Because somebody is copying your content? I came up with that. I found them berries, not you. I made that walking stick, not you. I was the one that came up with walking sticks. You would have never thought to have a walking stick if it wasn't for me. These are the look, this is how dumb it is, y'all. Honestly. I don't see how at the end of the world we have time for this. I don't. Sometime I'm gonna be all the way honest, and I'm gonna really sit back and open up about some stuff to y'all, man, because it's very rare when I really get to make formal style videos like this. And so let me just be juicy with y'all just for a minute. All right. All right. So this is my first time actually recording on my PC. So I just want to keep double checking that my stuff ain't clipping because I'm I'm trying to have a decent gain level that I can just set forever and just leave it like that just for whenever I'm doing videos. But sometimes I wish I can be a whole lot of y'all. I do. Like I really do. Now I don't really want to be y'all. I'm gonna just keep it real. But sometimes I wish I was in a whole lot of y'all's predicaments. Dead serious. But still me. You know, I'm not jealous of anybody. I don't envy anybody. But sometimes I say to myself, I wish I had the predicament you had. I would do so much for the kingdom with it. Honestly, it's like I got started with a huge debt. Huge debt. And not only that, I still got my own personal decisions that set me back a couple years and all that other stuff. You know, I wasn't perfect. Even after getting saved, I'm the furthest bit from perfect. But Jesus perfect. So follow him, not me, especially not me in the past. Like that's your worst mistake. Well, you did that before. Yeah, and I wish I hadn't. Well, you seem all right. I could be much better had I not done it, you know? But a lot of times, I wish that I was able to just work on my content as much as y'all can. Sometimes I wish I had the studios y'all have, the places to live that y'all do. I'm glad I got a place to live though. I am a homeowner. I'm happy about it. But it ain't all ice cream and cake though. You know, sometimes I wish I was in a lot of other people's predicaments, especially a lot of y'all content creators. You know, I would do so much more with it. I mean, like y'all have the freedom to give messages every day, all day. And this is what y'all do with it. Y'all in this YouTube streets drama almost all the time, just in a bunch of YouTube street drama, some hood rat stuff, and doing this in the name of God. And I'm gonna be honest, if it wasn't for the fact that I had love for a lot of y'all, I would not be saying this. I would just let y'all walk head first to hell and say nothing. If I didn't have love and respect for a lot of y'all. Some of y'all taught me things that have changed my life. For real. Just because I see a lot of people going wrong don't mean that they can't do what's right. Just because I see a lot of people teaching what is wrong don't mean you can't teach what is right. You know what I'm saying? And you teach people more by how you act, by what you do, by what you give into, by what you pay too much mind to. That's the biggest teacher is how people see you, like your focus. What do you care so much about? The stuff you think to address all the time and how you do it. You are telling other people to be that way too. Let me check my phone. I think it's let me double check here and see what's going on. But yes, you are actually telling other people to be that way too. And you really don't know that's what you're doing. Look, all of these content creators and a lot of this drama, y'all don't be like that. If drama come knocking at your door, you keep going. I understand having to clear up your name. Do it once and move on. This ain't something you got to do every day, all the time. If you make awesome content and somebody else is taking your talking points and then rewording them in their own words, be happy about it. Like that's them telling you're smart, okay? And I personally see it that way too. Like anybody who is being stolen from, like as far as content goes, like you on to something, you up to something. And that's what people are basically letting you know. Why be so down and out about that? Why? Is it because of who they are to you? Is it because of why you think they doing it? Like, do you think they do it to get up under your skin? And you basically showing them it's working. The number one thing you can do to be effective against somebody who is trying to get up under your skin is ignore them. That hurts the most. Not go back and forth. Like I said in one of my other videos, demons do not care about who win or lose the game, who win or lose the debate, who win or lose the drama. They just take pleasure in you participating. They want you to miss the arc by burning up all your time on stuff that don't matter. I had to learn that the hard way. I'm like, man, I'm sitting here in this argument with somebody that don't even get what I'm trying to say. Like they can't even remember what they said. What am I doing? And God had to show me. It's not about you trying to make sense to them and win the argument. Stop trying to win the debate. Stop trying to be the one on top in the drama. The biggest thing you should be concerned about is whether or not you participate in it. That's what the devil wants. He just wants your participation. That's it. Like that's what the whole point of all of this is over. It's just watching you participate. You burn up time. You burn up oil in your lamp. You burn fuel. Messages you could be giving to people to help their life, you up here addressing the same person month after month. It's almost been a year. And I'm sure quite a few of my subscribers, I don't have a lot, know exactly what I'm talking about. Like for real. They probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't be like that. Don't. Always learn where your teachers have went wrong. And you be like, you know what? I've got it. But sometime I wish I could be in a lot of y'all's predicaments. But no. Instead, I gotta sit here and watch y'all misuse platforms. I have to sit here and watch y'all misuse callings on y'all's lives. I have to sit here and watch y'all do the dumbest stuff in the name of God. Because honestly, whatever people really see you do as a man of God, they see you doing that in the name of God, believe it or not. What people can see you doing, it don't matter what it is, playing baseball with your son. If they know that you profess to be a child of God, everything people can see you do, you are doing in the name of God. If you are one called by his name, what other people can see you do, you are doing in his name, is as far as how he see it. Especially when you do it on the same platform you teach other people about God on. Especially then. And would Jesus be involved in all of this? Would Apostle Paul be going back and forth with naysayers and copycats and demon clones and all that other mess? Like, would he burn fuel on this knowing that 90% of the world is going to hell? Would he do that? If even Apostle Paul wouldn't do it, what make you think the one we are called to be like, which is Christ, would even do that? We ain't called to be like Paul. We called to be like Christ. And I can't even see Paul doing this. Heck, I can't even see Judas doing this, honestly. Heck, he had a one-track mind, get the money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just a one-track mind. Get the money, even if you got to steal from the Lord. Like, that's crazy, though, when you think about it. It's like, you've been stealing from the Lord, man. Stealing right out the Lord's purse. Like, that's crazy, man. I don't know. Man, so, some of the stuff I be picking up in them scriptures, I be really sitting back putting myself in them people's shoes. Like, you really had the balls to steal out of the Lord's purse. That's crazy, man. Oh, but no, most of my days get spent moving boxes at the grocery store all night long. Wishing I could make content. All these ideas come to my head, and I'm like, dang, I'm stuck here at work. Hopefully I can write this down and retain this information for when I get off. And if not that, I'm burnt out, knocked out sleep. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, Lord, just let me take my shot. Like, I pray when this new business venture come through and I'm able to leave this job, let get look, hand me the ball. Just give me the ball, please. Just give me the ball. Like, for real. Let me take my shot. I'm sick and tired of watching everybody do it the wrong way. Just let me take my shot. That's all I'm asking for. I don't want to compete with nobody. I don't want to be better than nobody. Nothing. Just let me take my shot. That's all I ask for. After that, I can die for all I care. I just need to take my shot. That's it. I have learned well enough that life is very temporary. So let me take my shot and let that be the last good thing I did for the kingdom. You can look like you can take me out of here if you want to. All I want is my shot. That's it. I mean, I don't really want him to take me out of here prematurely, that is, but still, I mean, that's kind of how I feel though. All these people with these platforms, the gospel is never preached, but yet ministers are called out every day. Every day is always a new minister called out. Like, y'all have golden opportunities to just make content all the time and help win people over for the sake of the gospel. And instead, all they hear from you is false prophets exposed. Who's being exposed today? Who am I peeling the covers off of today? That's not going to teach nobody what's right. I don't know if people know this. Us coming together in agreement about what's wrong is not going to tell anybody what's right. Me and a Jehovah's Witness can agree the government is evil. Me and a Mormon can sit here and agree the music industry is evil. Me and a false brother, me and somebody that's a drug dealer knee deep in sin can sit here and agree. A lot of these Christian pastors on this TV is evil. That's not going to get nobody to the gospel just sitting around pointing this out day and night. It's time and place for this stuff, though. It is. Just like what I'm sitting here calling out now, but it's for what purpose? What purpose is it for? The whole world is going to hell, and this is all we care about. Like, this is all we do. This is all we do. Like, we sit here, we go back and forth fighting for our own honor because we full of pride. But we sit back and forth and copy each other's YouTube videos, trying to get up under somebody else's skin. Like, all because they made you mad, or you look at them as an enemy or something like that. All we ever do is point out every little tidbit about somebody that's wrong. and we do it in the name of God while the whole world is going to hell. Like, we never sit back and tell people, ever, you need to receive the gospel today. Preach the gospel. Oh, it's so much more in that Bible than the gospel. But that's the point of it, though. The point of the Bible is the gospel. For real. The whole point of the Bible is the gospel. Just like the whole point of eating a piece of candy is the flavor. Like, other than the flavor, like, it ain't even no point in eating it. Like, just imagine somebody that can't taste sucking on a peppermint. That's useless. Like, it's not like you're getting full or something like that. Like, I don't see the point in you doing that. Somebody that can't see buying a camera. It's like the whole point in buying a camera is to take pictures you can see. Like, you got to see to take them. The whole point of the Bible is the gospel. And most of this stuff never point nobody back to the gospel. It just don't. It's just all about who doing what wrong. Sometimes I wish, and yes, I am sitting here talking about who doing what wrong, but for what purpose though? What reason? And this ain't even just about who's doing what wrong, but you as an everyday viewer, supporter, remember, stay clear away from this kind of mess. Life is too short and the world is on its way to ending. The gospel should be your bread and butter. Receiving the knowledge of God, even through the prophets, revelation, stuff like that. That should be your bread and butter. Honestly. And sometimes I sit back and I wonder, it's like, I always ask myself, I can't believe this is what Christians make so much time for and the world is getting ready to end. Or no. Like, let me say it in better words. I can't believe the church got so much time on their hands for this and the world is getting ready to end. And all we talk about is false prophets exposed and all this other stuff. That's just it. Like, that's all we do. And so many people still don't know what they need to know about the truth. Like, I mean, they being highly educated about lies, but that still won't give them the truth. It still won't do that. Then I got to ask myself, well, is that even the church? See, I go from, man, why do the church do this so much? Wait, is it because it's not the church? See, I'm way past the point of 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 wondering why saved people got so much time on their hands for stuff that even the children of the devil don't sit back and do as much as we do. I start asking myself, are they even children of God to begin with? Like I'm look, like if that's what it is, fine. I ain't gonna say I'm cool with it, but like if that's the way it is, that's just the way it is. I ain't about to sit here and burn too much fuel on all that. But somehow, some way, I need to come to a conclusion here. Because at the end of the day, I still believe that most people know more than I do. I always give everybody the opportunity to be smarter than me. Please be. I don't want to think I'm right all the time, but because you don't know what I think. The stuff that I think I don't want to be right about. I don't. I mean, you really think I really want to be right about the fact that I believe 90% of the world is going to hell? I don't want to be right about that. I don't. What benefit is that to me? That's too large of a percentage. For all you know, I could be part of that. 50, even if it was 50%. Y'all really sit back and process this, y'all. Honestly. Just really sit back and process all of this. Sometimes I really wish I could be in a lot of y'all shoes. Studio set up, nobody bothering you. Like you could just sit here and just drop videos every day. Like dead serious. Like you ain't got to go to your day job because this is your day job. I mean, like some of y'all's wives will take the kids while y'all doing videos. Like all my wife got to do is see me at home, even if I'm out here making videos. All she need to know is, are you around? Okay, well, if you're here, I need you to do this. I just got off work, and because you're here, you watch the baby. I always got kids. It's like, you know what, man? Just for a minute. That YouTube stuff ain't doing nothing for you anyway. It's like, it's not about what it's doing for me. I don't see the point in talking to a camera all day. It's like, look, you don't know what I know because you don't live in the world that I live in. You didn't come from the world that I come from. So of course you're going to see it like that. And it's like, I'm like, for the most part, she is supportive of it though. But most of my days, hey, dad, I want to go fishing. Look, me too. I do too. I just don't get that much time to focus on it as much as I do. And it's like everybody who do, it's just all up to no good anyway. It's like, Lord, look, if you can just let me take my shot, like for real, let me take my shot. The world is ending. I got so much word in me, man. I just wish, for real, like y'all have it made. Y'all do. So serve the kingdom. Do kingdom minded stuff, not earthbound stuff. Going back and forth about who said what about you. Come on. That's stupid. That's so stupid. Look, but you want to know something though? I would have never known how stupid a lot of this stuff was if it wasn't for the fact that God have put me in situations to where I had to realize it. I went through hell to realize how pointless a lot of this stuff people in life go through. People in life debate and argue over. It's like, yeah, I can be told that all day long, but when it happens, what do I do? I'm involved back and forth in the drama because you ain't gonna say that about me. No, you ain't gonna have everybody looking at me like I'm a hypocrite. I ain't no hypocrite. And so I got to clear my name up, and I'm gonna do this every time you say something about me. Like I went through. Look, I went through hell to get tired of that, man. There was times that I've sinned against God just to get tired of that. Like I look in my process of being delivered from that. I have had so many sins against God. I could have lost my soul just to be delivered from that. Honestly. And I thank God for his grace and mercy because it's a drama is a slippery slope. Before you know it, you cussing somebody out. And you like, why is all this cussing in me? I don't even cuss on a regular day. I don't even say words that sound like cuss words. Why is this cussing coming out of me? Oh yeah, you gotta be delivered. You are in the gall of bitterness. Like it's been so long since you forgave this person. You are being defiled by the lack of forgiveness. Not forgiving people will defile you. Not letting stuff go will defile your good nature. Now, next thing you know, you always yelling, always mad, always cussing, always belittling somebody and dogging somebody because you trying to put them in their place before they even step close to you. That stuff would defile your soul, man. That's why God tell us to forgive. That's why being a bigger person and just letting the mess go is more important stuff in life than trying to be right or trying to be the one on top of the situation and always addressing the haters. Look, there ain't no room in your heart as a born again believer for caring about addressing all the haters. I can have a million haters right now. I do not care. I don't want haters. Like the simple fact that y'all still glory in having haters, that's earthbound stuff. Oh, y'all just my haters. That's what earthbound people say. Like that's what I used to say when I was a secular rapper. I just loved haters. That's stuff the Gentiles worry about. Haters. Man, forget that. Who cares? I'm not paying attention to no dang on hater. Most of the world is on their way to hell, and I'm over here caring about haters. Like, do you know how that sound? That sounds stupid. And you a minister of God? Come on. I see a lot of these pastors on this mess. This is how you deal with the haters. And all the people you teach every day don't even know the gospel yet. Still ain't even got the point of it. Still ain't even got the hang of living a regular Christian life. And you trying to go straight to the haters. Like, that's stupid. People still don't know how to overcome their wicked ways. And you got fuel to burn on haters. And you a servant of God. Man, you gonna have to really sit back and rethink that for real. I'm not trying to say that somebody is and ain't a servant of God. I'm just saying sometimes our attention can be on the wrong stuff at the worst possible time in history. At the absolute worst possible time in history. Haters. That's what we talk about every day, all day. I think this stuff is stupid, y'all. For real. Look, I look at a lot of y'all as my brothers who I have yet to meet. Like, you know what I'm saying? I look at a lot of y'all as my brothers who I hope to see in heaven. A lot of y'all. I don't want to see y'all go wrong. I don't want to see God take something from you. I don't want to see God have to sit you down because you won't do what's right when it come to how you work your platforms. I don't want to see that. Me seeing that happen to you would frighten me because then I'd be like, ooh, I better be real careful. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to see God judge nobody. Heck, like that'll make me kind of, all right, Lord, is that you? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to feel that way. Like for real, even people that sin against me, the last thing I want God to do is judge them. I might feel like it when I'm mad though. And but after I get over it and we get past it and all that kind of stuff, and I be saying, I can't believe I wanted God to destroy you. You cool. Yeah, I know we had a misunderstanding, but I mean, you still cool. I can't believe I couldn't wait to see the hammer come down on you for what you did to me. Here I am not even worried about what you did no more. It ain't even change my life. All they did was made me mad. Like it didn't take no shoes off my feet. It didn't take no money out my pocket. Nothing. Now there's some things people can do that take a lot from you. Like for real. I had times when I had some serious stuff going on with me, man, that wasn't my fault. And I prayed every day, God, get to them. Something. Move their hearts. Something. Change their life in a way to where they gotta give me what's due me. And I ain't talking about no money. I'm talking about something way more important than that. Owing me money is a small thing. I just don't want to say that on this video because that's a topic for another discussion. And I ain't got a way of bringing that up without getting too personal about it because of how I already started it. So, yeah. And but still, y'all, it's too much gospel that need to be preached, and this is what we do. We more involved. Another thing, I ain't even done. Honestly, I understand that content is a whole lot of people's bread and butter as far as income. Content is what a lot of people need too. Like for real, a whole lot of what I know, I've gained that through content. I didn't have to pay a dime to listen to somebody else's content that helped me make more than a dime. I've started businesses watching content. I first started detailing. Well, that didn't start with content. That just started with cleaning my own car. And then I started watching content of how to do this and how to do that. I was giving that for free. Turned it around. I don't know how much I made doing that. For real. Most of this equipment I got, I bought a lot of that detailing, cleaning cars, all because I learned how to do it from content that somebody gave for free, but they depend on me watching that content so they can earn a living. So that way they got time away from having to go work at Walmart to continue to make more content. You know what I'm saying? That's why you should support content creators. I'm not lying to you. Because they got a battle between having time for this or going to work at McDonald's. And all them hours they working at McDonald's, they ain't making content. Like that's the situation I'm in right now in life. Just waiting on this new business venture to come through so that I can win the race of dollars per hour. Is as soon as I can get over dollars per hour, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I can make content all day. Like if I can work 2 hours and it pay me the same amount of money I used to make after 9 hours, like that's nine, like that's 7 more hours I have to make content. Like for real. Like, do you know how long it take to clean a sectional? An hour and 15 minutes. You know how much I would charge for that? $140. Like that's what I make after 9 hours at my day job. $140 for real after 9 hours. Still waiting on getting another car. Somebody ruined my car. All this other stuff. If it wasn't for that, I would be making more content right now. But I've since then left cleaning business. But I don't even know what I'm getting ready to say. Oh, listen. As believers, I understand how important it is to expose the unfruitful works of darkness. But I don't see how our attention can be on this stuff so much for this to be all we talk about. All we talk about is the Diddy trial. All we talk about is what Beyonce did in her video. It's like, man, come on, y'all. Like, look, like if that's what you believe God called you to, okay, like I understand. But at the same time, it's like there's got to be more to life than focusing on what the world is doing all the time. So focused on what the world is doing, you don't even know God's next move. Some of y'all got 1.5 million subscribers. Believers. Platform is dedicated to the work of God, and all we put in the minds of our viewers is what the world is doing all the time. We don't have a lot of time for this. We just don't. I really just don't see the benefit in only and solely focusing on that, because that will end up defiling your own soul. Let me tell you a story. It was about this big, really big Christian content creator. I think he was at almost 1 million subscribers. When I first got saved back in 2017, I used to listen to his channel every day, every single day. I'm not gonna say his name, but his channel was called The Vigilant Christian. I mean, he was one of the biggest Christian content creators outside of, like, it being like some kind of formal organization or some kind of, like, I mean, he was one of the biggest independent content creators, Christian content creators. And every video he made about 8 videos a day. I would get notifications from his channel all day long about what the world is doing all the time. Look at what they did in their video. Oh, guess who made a song about this? You wouldn't believe what Kanye just said. And this is every day. And he ended up getting into some trouble and stuff like that. And, I always rooted for him. Even after the trouble he got in and being exposed for some of the things that he've done, I still rooted for the guy. I still did. And he ended up getting his channel hijacked by a bunch of Muslims. They took his channel. He started a new channel. Then he ended up coming out and saying something. He said, I had no idea how defiling it was to my soul to make videos like that every day, all day. I had no idea how that was changing my soul, my heart, and my spirit, to be the one who have to actually look into this stuff, focus on it long enough to come to conclusions about it, to then make videos about it. He said he had no idea how badly that was affecting him until it got so bad to where God had to sit him down after one too many problems that developed in his life. One too many. I still rooted for the guy. And every time he would try and come out, start a new channel, I mean, he ended up going through rehab and all these other things. And he would try and come out to start a new channel, and people would still nail this guy to the cross. You need to sit down. Yeah, who is you trying to act like you've repented? And I'm like, let the guy be. Look, like if he really went to the cross, if he really changed his way, just let him. Why y'all still trying to crucify this man? Like, yes, I get it. Look, I'm sure he ain't done worse than you. It's just that yours ain't get found out. Man, just give the guy the same grace God has been giving you all this time. Everybody, you need to take your new channel down. Yeah, hypocrite. It's like, it's been 2 years since that. A whole lot can change with a person in 2 years. Like, he brought forth fruit that proved that he was repentant by actually going through rehab and documenting all his rehab process and starting over at a local church and all this other stuff. And y'all are still nailing this guy to the cross. Still, that broke my heart so bad. That broke my heart worse than like the stuff that came out about him. Stuff that came out about him is like, hey man, you better fix that. And but the stuff other people were saying 2 years later, I'm like, that's evil. Like y'all want to see him go to hell. That's what all this exposed ministry stuff will put in you. That's what all of this focusing on what the world is doing so evil will put in you. You know why that'll put that in you? Because the knowledge of God and the nature of Christ is not being put in you. Because for every one thing you focus on that ain't Christ is one thing that ain't getting put in you that is of Christ. Like for real, for every one banana I eat is one apple I can't eat because eventually I'll get full off bananas and I got to start over tomorrow. And here these apples is just going bad and I'm still buying new bananas. And for every one banana I eat is another apple I can't eat. Right? For every one false prophet exposed channel y'all sit back and watch all day is that same amount of hours and minutes that focusing on Christ is not being done all day. And after a while, time will go by and you get behind. Should have been all the way down the road spiritually, and you worse than what you started because everybody get worse or better. Nobody stay the same over time. Simply because time is always moving. It's like being on an escalator that just only goes backwards. But this escalator only goes backwards. If you sit in one spot, next thing you know, you're going to be right back where you started. That's kind of like what time is. And if that time is not being spent on steps forward in the gospel, guess what? You ain't even going to realize you got worse. For real, you just not. That's why I'm so against full-time dedicated exposed ministries. Yes, it's time and place for exposing stuff, but that can't be all there is to life. It just can't. I mean, there's time and place for calling out something Diddy is doing. But my goodness, though. Believers, it's time and place for conspiracy theories, but I mean, the Bible say don't call conspiracy what these people call conspiracy. It's people out here with conspiracy theory ministries, whole ministries dedicated to conspiracy theories. If I took the content of your channel, can I at least receive the gospel through it? Absolutely not. All I want you to know is the secrets of the government. That's it. I ain't even got the nuts to offer you the gospel because the secrets of the government is all I know too. Why? Because I don't pay attention to the gospel neither, because I got to focus on this in order to give you this. This is stupid. Like you only got a certain amount of hours in a day. And it take time to come up with content. And this is what we do. This ain't been preached to, ain't received the word, ain't had your eyes on scripture, just nothing. Just government exposed. Every day, all day. And I get it though. I understand. People don't want to see that. They want to see about somebody exposed. Every time you preach Christ, every time you doing a Bible study, every time you correcting people in their ways for the sake of godliness, don't nobody want to hear all that. 16,000 views on P. Diddy Exposed and 16 views on this revelation you got from God. And your content is your bread and butter for income. It's a slippery slope, but you can't serve God and money. Like you just got to pick. If you got to go back to working a job because don't nobody want to hear Christ, hey, gotta honor that. If all everybody want to hear is, oh, they're betraying you. Oh, they're coming to get you. Oh, they're watching you. And you are a chosen one. That's why they watch you. It's like, look, I understand that stuff, but how does that teach anybody about the Bible? It can all depend on how you do it. I personally think that there's more to serving God than reading scriptures to people. I do know that too. I do it all the time. Like how often am I sitting here reading scriptures? And I'm not saying I'm right. Like I can get caught up in stuff too. Like 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 I live in the audio and video world. I have lived in the cleaning industry for a long time. I be wanting to make videos about a lot of that stuff sometime. I do. I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to show them this new camera trick. It's like, man, but you really gonna make videos about that when you got this revelation from God you can record right now and you want to spend your time on testing out vintage microphones and reviewing Ryobi equipment. It's like, no, like let the world have that. You just do this. I get sidetracked it too, y'all. I'm not lying. I'm not perfect. You can go to my channel and find out. Like I will show you, but sometime I want to do that kind of stuff more than what I have done it. I just be wanting to, and I gotta stop and be like, nah, man, don't confuse your viewers, right? Like just don't. Like just dedicate your channel to this. That's it. But like if you want to do a odd and end here and there, great. But don't get so caught up in it to where like you focusing on this all day long. Literally, like I am working on building a music studio right now for like the past 3 months. All I've done was research microphones and preamps and mic stands and outboard equipment and plugins. And I'm like, why am I so focused on this stuff? Like I wake up in the morning, a new microphone review. Like it all started with wanting to learn more about the microphone you plan on getting. And now you're learning about all the microphones in the world. It's like, dude, just stop. 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 What are you doing? Like it's been 3 days you ain't read the Bible. Like a freaking week. Like, I mean, you read more about mics than the word. Quit. Stop. Read up more about what the music industry is up to than the word, y'all. Why do we do this? Got our nose in everybody else's error more than we got our nose in the truth. Why? Why? Sorry, that's my wife calling. I just need to let her know I'm recording because she one of them ones that get impatient. Heck, like you don't answer on the first ring, it's a freaking war. Be sitting there like, come on, man. And let somebody call you and you don't get to the phone right away. And they yapping at you about how you never answer. Then you be the one saying, everybody ain't able to answer the phone right away. I don't know why people be tripping like I'm always just waiting to pick up the phone. But when it's me, it's why ain't you pick up the phone? It's like, you know what, man? Look, like, nah, bro. Like, don't. Like, don't do that with me. Like, everybody ain't always in a position to pick up the phone. Like, here it is, you in the shower. Oh, I guess you can't answer my call. I see you answer everybody else's. It's like, no, no, you only see me answer the calls I do answer. But you don't see the calls I sit there and watch ring and don't answer on purpose. All because I just don't feel like talking. I just woke up. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just be like that sometimes. But that's all I really got to say, yo. I ain't lying. It's too much gospel that need to be preached. We should not have time on our hands for this. Like, we just should not. Time on our hands to do it or pay attention to it. But sometimes you just can't help but to see it. Like, a lot of times you don't even know what you're getting into. Heck, you thought you were just going to Sunday service. Heck, you want to hear the word of God, and all you heard about is my new car, my new house, and my haters. It's like, now I'm over here trying to figure out how I can overcome my sin, right? And this is what I took 2 hours out of my day to walk into. Great. Great. Freaking great. Good. I know not to come back here because I'm struggling spiritually now. I need help. And I guess I can't get that here. So, and I don't want to die in my sin. And yeah, peace.